Hi, this is Untitled America and I'm Selva. Welcome to this interesting discussion we are going to have today with professionals in USA. Today we are going to talk about a topic that is a policy of Nam Tamlar Katchi to give pure and free drinking water for all people in Tamil Nadu. I would like to invite Mr. Bala, who has joined us today, to talk about some of the issues which we face, which is surrounding the water management within Tamil Nadu. Welcome to the show, Mr. Bala.
Oh, thanks, Selva, and good evening to all the colleagues in the meeting today. And thanks again for giving me the lead, Selva, on the ways of protecting the water resources and follow better management. And thanks to other colleagues for giving me the lead on these topics. Today in this meeting, I'm going to talk about three different parameters that can effectively uh, improve the water management, not just only for the state of Tamil Nadu, for the entire nation, and for the entire human civilization. Now, the three topics that I'm going to discuss are rainwater harvesting, and then we're going to talk about briefly on sand mining, and also we're going to touch on this topic called demons of trees. In Tamil, we call the Seemai Karuvelam Maram, and its impacts on the soil and water resources. So, if you want to start with rainwater harvesting, now rainwater harvesting or the management is not anything new to be looked into. This has been done for thousands of years in many parts of the globe. Actually, many civilizations have practiced rainwater harvesting. To name a few, we have the Nile Egyptian civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, and the Sumerians have followed all the best practices for harvesting the rainwater. Now, why do we have to harvest rain? Uh, because we have a growing water scarcity. It can be due to depletion of natural resources, due to climate change, which is one of the main reasons in the recent years, and then rapid urbanization. And also increase in the population, which increases the demand of water. So, as I said, this has been practiced in the ancient times. We are not trying to invent the wheel again. We just have to implement the practices that was carried out by our ancestors. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to collect this rain, which is a renewable resource. When I say renewable, we are going to keep getting it every year on a frequent basis, unless it will be impacted by the climate change. We are going to keep getting this rain every year. When considering Tamil Nadu, we are getting rain for at least 3 to 4 months from the west, with the help of Western Ghats and the monsoon period. All we have to do is we have to educate our civic society to harvest this rain effectively, that is going to be collected from top of their homes, build effective channels and to collect this rain from their homes. And we are also going to seek the help of the cities and the state governments to reach out to the big buildings and constructions where majority of the rainwater is captured on top of these terrace of these big buildings, and we are going to just basically store them in a well, or store them in big tanks constructed, or we can also replenish this rain harvested and let it run into the groundwater. So we that way we will replenish the groundwater also, so which we are already been tapping nowadays. So one way to overcome this water resource management effectively, positively, is to follow rainwater harvesting. Then I'm going to touch briefly on sand mafia also. Now, when we are quickly talking about this water resource management, the justice to be done is to talk about sand mining also. The sand miners, or the illegal sand miners, that has been a bigger problem in the state of Tamil Nadu, done by uh, done with the help of law, and people, and people who do this also do it with the help of law, and with the help of political background. The corrupt politicians try to uh, try to help these illegal sand miners, or also we can also call them as sand mafias. Now, when we are talking about this rampant mechanism of sand mining, we want to see or we want to talk on this excess extraction of sand from the riverbeds, and the destruction it creates on the habitat living around these rivers, and it is changing the course of this river flow, and the erosion problems happening because of excessive mining of sand, and the destruction of rural communities which live beside or live along these riverbeds. So the bigger challenge is trying to understand the impact of sand mining industry. How are we going to measure it? There is no effective way of measuring sand mining or illegal sand mining. The only way what we can do is to have a very good monitoring system, improve the existing monitoring system, and implement stricter laws that will criminalize illegal sand mining. Or the other thing we can also do is to put a cap on sand mining. Sometimes we do need these resources of gravel and sand for urban development. We have an increasing population every year, and we want development of infrastructure. For that, we need gravel and sand. So what are we going to do? Either we are going to invent some alternative methods uh, to alternative methods for the gravel and sand, or we are going to do sustainable sand mining practices. We're going to follow sustainable sand mining practices. That means we're going to monitor effectively, we're going to criminalize illegal sand mining, and we are going to put a cap on how much can be mined from these natural resources. And the last topic I would like to touch on this is the demons of trees, which is nothing but our infamous eucalyptus trees and Simai Karvalai Maram. The Simai Karvalai Maram has been introduced in the state of Tamil Nadu during the 1950s and 60s, and I believe it could have been brought from African continent. Basically, this was brought into Tamil Nadu for uh, for the use of wood fuel, actually, to burn the wood. Though these wood are a good resource to be used as a fuel, but their environmental impact is very enormous, and a very negative. It has put on a very negative impact on our environment by literally sucking up all the groundwater. Especially the Sime Karvala Maram is infamously known for sucking up all the groundwater, and also it also breathes all the oxygen surrounding it. So the best thing is to eliminate these trees, both the Sime Karvale Maram and the eucalyptus trees. I also read in Times of India, I think, that in order to completely get rid of these two trees, which has been creating the negative impact on the water table and the water resources in the ground, it's going to cost at least 1,000 to 1,500 crores, as estimated by the Times of India. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to seek the help of civilian society to volunteer, and we're going to incentivize villages, people who are going to come and help us eradicate these trees. That's the only way we're going to quickly remove or eliminate these trees from the nature that we live in. So these are my brief pointers in order to improve the water resources and positively impact uh, the the saving of water. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala. I think these, whatever you have described, are really mentioned in a very detailed way in the functional draft of Nam Tamlar Katchi, right?
That is true. I pretty much summarized what has been already said in the environmental policies of Nam Tamlar Kachi. That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Bala. Yeah. So, that shows the level of detail what Nam Tamlar Katchi has gone to identify some of the core issues surrounding the water resource management, right? Apart from these, whatever you have mentioned, those are very useful. But there are other issues that are surrounding water management as well in Tamil Nadu. When I think about it, it's like, some of the soft drink manufacturers are pumping out millions of gallons of water every day out of our rivers. And also, there is problem with the industries using up the water to operate on a daily basis. Ratnam, would you like to brief more on these some of the other issues which Tamil Nadu is facing today?
Sure. Guys, a trivia question for you guys before I could jump into. Uh, we go and eat sandwiches and burgers, right? Can you just give me a ballpark number? How much of water has been used on one turkey sandwich?
Let
Give
me
me a
take a guess
ballpark
here.
number.
Maybe
Just
five
guess me.
gallons of water.
5 gallons?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
It, it could be the amount of water required to raise the turkey in the poultry farm,
Mm.
which could be maybe like 5 to 10 gallons per bird, per turkey or chicken.
Meaning 5,000, 10,000 gallons, you mean?
I just don't want to waste time. It says the research says 162 gallons.
Wow.
That's a lot of water per bird.
Not only the bird. It say that this when they talk about water usage when it comes for industries, they're not talking about only that one bird. For an example, here they're talking about the lettuce, they're talking about the cheese, they're talking about the bread. The whole 9 yards coming from the start to the beginning. So on an average, they say it takes 162 gallons to to produce that one turkey sandwich. And if you take a look at this picture which I'm showing you, I was reading an article. I read an article here that says from that every drop counts. Like when you're talking about the factories and everything, of course we need factories. That is economically that's so it's good for Tamil Nadu and it's a good thing for Tamil Nadu. Yeah, but unfortunately there is a problem there. Every factory wants to come into Tamil Nadu because they say we can get lots of water there, but unfortunately that's dwindling. The water is creating an havoc. They themselves say the water shortage is becoming a bottleneck for the industries coming into Tamil Nadu. You know, the current industrial water demand of the state is 1,750 million cubic meters as of today. Where do we get all this water from? See, we were talking about all the mismanagement and everything, right? But these factories, if we managed all these water resources, I think factories can come into Tamil Nadu and flourish well. But to be on the positive side, the companies also are trying their level best to make sure that they reuse, recycle the water. Like he said, use the rainwater harvesting. They are trying to harvest rainwater. The Sri Prabhu factory, they are harvesting the rainwater for their factory. It's a good thing. Some factories are doing that. Recycling and harvesting water source. There are factories. There is a cool drink factory on Thambabarni. They are using 9 lakh liters of water per day. There is another firm that is using 13 lakh liters of water per day. And unfortunately, these companies are being given a lease for 99 years. So totally per day, 22 lakh liters of water is being sucked by these companies for their use. Now, where is all the, and when you take an average, it is 803 lakhs of liters per year. Think about 99 years. We have got all this mismanagement, and then still these people are sucking out all this water. Right. I'm not saying that there it is wrong to give water, but we must have water to do that. Right. That is on the other one. And do you know that the refineries they use 11.3 liters to produce 4.5 liters of petrol. It is not only here. It is not only the companies, the liquor companies or the cool drink companies which utilize water at a larger level. You need level of water even for the poultry, for the meat, and everything. Yeah, there is a data that it says it uses 53 gallons to produce one egg. Just imagine 53. They take it on a whole, from the chick till its egg laying stage, the water used for cleaning and all that purposes. So when they counter all this, and it takes around 8,000 liters of water to produce zero point 0.5 kg meat. Just imagine. You got meat factories in India. You got what to say, poultry farms in India. You have it in our state, right? And look at the amount of water that is being used and from where is this water coming from. If these companies are going to use all this, and all, what about our liquor companies, car companies? The car companies, they use such a lot of water, like to manufacture, like Annan always says on the stage, for 1 ton, approximately 1.7 liters of water is being spent. So the question here is, we do need factories, but all this amount of water is being spent, and where do we get this water? What are we doing to store this water, to get this water back so that we can reuse them? That is the question. So really, I have a problem when I looking into this, when studying and researching onto this. I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do in the next 10 years? If all this water is gone and if it's still the sand, we have no water in our rivers, no water in our ponds, no water in our tanks, and all our waterways are encroached. What are we going to do? It's scary. It is really scary. Salva?
Absolutely, Ratnamana. Yes, you spoke about the Tamarabarni River, and it's very closer to my heart because I grew up in the banks of Tamarabarni River. I have seen over the years how the river has shrunk in size, right, because of the sucking of water from these industries. But I think Nam Tamdar Kachi is the only party which spreads the awareness about all of this, and this is not being discussed in the mainstream media anymore. And NTK is breaking grounds by making all of the people aware about such damage that is happening to our water resource management systems because of the unregularized or unauthorized usage of water for industrial purposes. Thank you, Ratnam, for bringing that up. Uh, yeah, so but NTK also has given a good solutions towards water resource management. The party as a whole has thought about the solution. But if you see, some of the parties which ruled before have put forth seawater purification as a solution for water scarcity within Tamil Nadu, and and also to provide water for all the lives, we need a strategic path towards water management. Saran, what do you think about these? Do you have any thoughts on other parties proposing seawater as a solution, purification of seawater as a solution for water scarcity? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it sounds very attractive, and there is a number like 50,000 crores involved in it, and obviously our politicians will our eyes will brighten up. Okay, 50,000 crores or 5% commission. Oh, there you go. So it's just a money thing. It's just a propaganda. It looks very attractive. Meaning, when you talk to a common people talking in a saloon, all they say is, "Okay, we have a lot of water in the sea. Why don't we make it like a drinking water? Just remove the salt, and we are good to go." But that's not easy. Meaning it's a very expensive solution. Even the developed countries like US, like our America, is struggling. They cannot make it like a common thing because it's expensive. Meaning if you convert the seawater to a drinking water, there is money involved, and somebody has to pay for it. That water they're going to produce out of this desalination, they're not going to give it for free. We need to pay for it, right? They have to put it in a bottle and sell it, and they have to give it to the companies, and then there is a profit margin involved, and that's why there is a propaganda behind it because there are many companies want to invest in it and they make money out of it. Yes, people can buy, they can afford to buy the bottled water, desalinated water, and use it. But what about the other animals? And then always right? There are animals. Where do they do? How they can pay money? So that's not a like a ecosystem solution, but it also impact on the ecosystem. Meaning when you desalinate water, you take out of the water basins in the sea, and that's a source of many fish and many the entire ecosystem is surveyed. Like we have the corals and all those things, and coral is a backbone of oxygen generation. So on and so forth. So that's not a practical solution, and obviously NTK is not proposing it against it because the amount of money what we can spend there can be easily spent, maybe much lesser than what we have to spend in desalination. It may not be look attractive for this all these brokers, but it is a true solution where going back to the history, like everyone, all our colleagues described, go back to the history and what they have done. They did not do the desalination. So they use the natural resources and they go with the nature, reviving all the water bodies and saving the rivers, doing the upstream and downstream management. All those things will replenish in the natural water resources. And that will not only for human beings, but also for animals. Because if the animals die, human cannot survive. I mean, people think that humans are powerful, we can survive without, we can get rid of all these things, but that's not true. If the animals are not there, we won't be able to survive. It's an ecosystem, and human is part of an ecosystem. So NTK understands clearly, and obviously they're against it. So by reviving all these natural resources and following the age-old proven methodologies, we are not only serve the people free drinking water, but also for the animals. So when we have the free drinking water and replenishing the natural resources, it serves both the purpose. And again, there is a big question about the agriculture. What do we do for the agriculture? So we do have the free electricity, all those free bees given everywhere, but that's not a long-term solution. That's just to collect votes. We can NTK promises free drinking water, but for agriculture, all this replenishing the natural resources, giving the stored water for the agriculture. We can follow our Namalwar's practical solutions like the stored water for agriculture and the groundwater for drinking. So we follow those his ideologies, his knowledge. That solution will be a long-term and a permanent solution, and it's not only serves the people but also the other fellow animals as well.
Yeah, thank you, Sharan, for pointing out about the water being need to be available for all lives. I think NTK is the only party or the only organization in the whole world talking about availability of water for all living beings, not only humans.